Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing a Ram 2500 Bighorn with the Cummins diesel, and I'm going to explain why this is the sweet spot for the Ram 2500. Before we get into the video though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Dodge Ram here in Provo, Utah for giving me some time with this truck. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask for Ryan. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have the 6.7 liter Cummins that's paired to the 6-speed 68 RFE. Power outputs 375 horsepower and then 850 pound-feet of torque, making this the best possible powertrain you can get with the 2500. Now let's get into why this is the sweet spot for the 2500. So first off, you guys can see you've got really nice chrome accenting here, and then notice with the grille how that's dark to contrast. Now with the Bighorn, it does come standard with these halogen bulbs. You can upgrade to LEDs if you want, and then you guys can see with the fog lights down below. Tow hooks here on the front end with the parking sensors. And the thing that's nice about chrome that's not as nice about like body painted bumpers like that 1500 is that chrome just seems to wear a little bit better over time as you get wear and tear on the bumper itself. And then popping here to the side, notice that the tire and wheel setup, the wheel setup rather, matches all the chrome accenting. 275, 70, 18 is the tire and wheel setup to be exact. And then here's a quick look at the front end. You guys can see the upgraded shock and spring and everything to hold the extra weight of the Cummins on the front end. And then more of that chrome badging. Trailer mirrors here with this package, which is another big plus for towing. And we of course have to have them flipped up all the time. And then if we take a few steps back, here's your full side profile, which it looks good. Now it doesn't have the cool fender flares that the Laramie has, but it still looks really nice. Now with the key fob here, you guys can see we've got our unlock, lock function, and then remote start built into it. So, you know, everything you could ask for. Now with the tailgate, you do have to kind of like let it down a little bit yourself if you want, because it's not dampened. 2265 is the payload capacity with this. Towing capacity is right around 17,000 pounds, roughly. This particular one doesn't have bedline or anything, but you can easily add that in after the fact. You can also add LED bed lights if you want as well. Lifting up the tailgate, really light. 6'4" bed, if you guys are wondering. And then we do have the base taillights here with the Bighorn, which I still think look fine with the truck. And then you can see parking sensors here at the bottom. And then there's a quick look at the receiver hitch. I've always been a fan of like the side exhaust here with the diesels. I don't know, for some reason I just think it looks pretty cool. Also, I like the new plate. Larry Miller Dodge Ram in Provo. Apparently my brain's breaking because I'm reviewing too many cars. But also, we do have multi-link here on the back end. It's a big benefit of the 2500 or the 3500. The 3500 uses leaf springs, which are great for towing, not so great for ride quality. We'll talk about that a little bit more with driving. And this is where things get really exciting. So look at the door panel here on the Bighorn. You got nice cloth trim, nice padding where you're gonna rest your arm. And then these seats are the best cloth seats in the truck industry by far. They're really soft to the touch. Padding's really good as well. And getting up and in, easy. There you go. This is a crew cab, by the way, which I think is a great route to go. The Mega Cab takes away from payload. It does give you space, but this still has storage space underneath the seats. And the seats themselves, again, they're so it's spacious back here. And the cool thing about the crew cab over the Mega Cab is the crew cab gets the little ice buckets. The Mega Cab does not get the ice buckets underneath. And then pop into the front. It's carryover from what you have in the rear. And you guys can see pretty basic with the stuff, like you got your mirror adjustments, front two windows are automatic. You do have to flip up the mirrors yourself if you want them up. And then here are the front seats. Again, love the design. They look like these look premium. Got your adjustments here, and then again all the normal controls, pedal adjustment as well. And then popping in, thing I like about the Bighorn is it gives you the upgraded gauge cluster, which is really nice because it just makes this truck feel a little bit more premium. And then you have all the steering wheel controls that you could want to use. You got voice command controls, radio controls on the back. You got your gear limiter. Got a good old-fashioned column shifter because it's a heavy duty. And then moving over here to the whole infotainment system section. The thing I really like about this is, first off, backup camera, really nice. You can zoom in too, which is nice. This has the bed camera, so everything you can need when it comes to cameras. This screen isn't as big as a 12-inch display, but it has a lot of the same functionality. And we get physical buttons. Now with the Bighorn, heated seats, heated steering wheel. We've got a single zone climate with this one, and then parking sensors front and rear, which again help out with trailer and all that stuff. And the reason you can turn them off is so that it doesn't beep at you when you do have a trailer on. But hooking up, it helps out so you don't hit into your own trailer. Tow haul mode, diesel exhaust brake, trailer brake controls, and then you guys can see the driveline select. And this one's got a bench seat, so you can take more friends on your towing adventures, and it even has all the under seat storage. And then we've got this double glove box situation. Now the rear glass is fixed in the Bighorn, but some of you that like the old school trucks probably won't mind that. And then here is the pricing. So base price, $55,000. Now, if you didn't add a lot of the luxury features that this one has and just wanted the diesel, then you are mid-60s with this. But, you know, adding a few of those nice luxury features, which, you know, they are money, but they aren't crazy, puts you at $71,740. 5-year, 100,000 mile powertrain warranty, and then 3-year, 36,000 mile on the basic. And so, yeah, it's not exactly, you know, a $20,000, $30,000 diesel truck like what you would have been able to buy probably like 40 years ago, but it's got a lot more than those old school trucks had. And let's drive it and, you know, sum things up. Okay, so setting off in this Bighorn 2500, and funny side note, this is actually the truck that I sold most often when I worked at the Ram store if it was a heavy duty. I sold some Laramies, but a large majority of the time I would sell these Bighorn 2500s. Because again, it's just like this nice sweet spot for the 2500 series when it comes to pricing compared to the other packages, and you know, when it comes to features, again, compared to the other packages. And one thing I will say is I feel like Ram has been kind of going all over the place with the Bighorn, because when I was selling these trucks, you know, you would get heated seats, heated steering wheel, dual zone climate, all that stuff as standard, whereas a lot of the stuff you got to add now. So they are kind of doing the nickel and dime thing a little bit more now than they were before. So yeah, I do got to mention that, but you know, hopefully they'll go back to their old ways and just make a lot more equipment standard with the Bighorn. Also, I'm driving with the trailer mirrors flipped up because even if you're not towing a trailer, you still got to have them up if you're a Ram owner. It's just comes with the territory. I'm actually driving this back to back with a Dually 3500, and I actually did this on purpose so that I could see the ride quality difference with both of the trucks. And I think it's gonna be important to kind of differentiate the 2500 versus the 3500. So first off, really smooth. Like on this same road, the Dually was kind of bouncing on the back end, whereas this is staying nice and planted. So I can already see a pretty big difference when it comes to ride quality with them. And then we're gonna get our acceleration here. See how this compares to the Aisin. Pretty close. When you're not towing a trailer, you know, again, single rear wheel versus dually, but when you're not towing a trailer, these things drive remarkably similar, like in terms of the acceleration, which is pretty interesting. Also, it is really toasty here. I'm gonna have to do the sun visor here because the sun is at like the perfect point where it is completely blinding. Yeah, I like how this handles. This drives so much better than the 3500 when it comes to ride quality. So that is definitely a big benefit with the truck. That is a cool, look at this. I'm gonna put my sun visor up. Look at that truck towing the trailer. That's a fellow Bighorn. That thing's cool looking. Whoever owns that thing's cool. Obviously the guy probably driving it, but still. Anyways, so if we fully sum things up, I think this truck looks good on the outside. The chrome makes sense for long-term ownership in terms of, you know, durability with a lot of the stuff. Interior's nice. You don't get as much equipment as standard as what you used to. I still think it's a good value though overall. I mean, that dually that I reviewed was a Laramie. That thing was like $85,000. If you take away the dually package and the high output that had, it would have still been over $80,000. So for like $10,000 less, roughly, don't worry, that's my tripod. $10,000 less, I'd rather get, yeah, I think I'd rather do the, I missed my lane. I think I'd rather get the Bighorn because $10,000 is a lot of money. That's a nice trailer. Think about the trailer you could buy with $10,000, or maybe trailers have gotten extremely expensive too. Someone's gonna comment, Ben, $10,000 is only a down payment on a trailer nowadays. Reality check, but yeah, Let me know what you guys think about the Bighorn package, if you still think it's a good value, or if you think that, I don't know, Ram should change some stuff with this, but there you go. That's gonna sum things up with our video on this Bighorn. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Dodge Ram here in Provo for giving me some time with this truck. Check out the inventory in the description down below. I'll see ya.